is my 5th year because I was hired actually today. Is that right? Is today June 3rd? I think I was hired today 5 years ago. So I just missed this event. I was offered a job that Friday, accepted the job, and I think it was released a little short while later. So it's 5 years, and I'd like to think every year we get a little bit better. And obviously it's hit me differently over the 5 years. You know, you carry the torch because you want to be a part of this community. You know so many people that have been, you know, devastated by this disease, and then it hits home a couple years ago for me, which made it even more personal if it wasn't already. So to see last night's event, some of you guys were there, it's just awesome. Just a great event. And then this morning we were up bright and early. The rain didn't deter anybody from coming out, and a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm out there to raise awareness, raise funds, and just a great day of great people coming together for a tough cause.
Coach, 20 years, almost $3 million raised this year. What does that say about the PSU community and the commitment to?
Yeah, and I said this last night, to start with Bruce as a suggestion maybe, or an idea, and then for it to come to fruition, I don't even know if they thought it was going to become this magnitude in their ability to bring together a university, a community, the athletic department. All the coaches came out, some last night, some today, and to be able to raise between $2.5 and $3 million, it just speaks volumes of again, the people that are a part of this, sponsors, the partnerships, the committees, the volunteers. Steve and his crew do a great job here with the grounds and being a part of it. So there's some great people here at Penn State. And again, once again, Penn State's pride in the community really shows.
What's it been like to see the effect of the money raised and everything through this program on the community?
Well, for me, I saw it firsthand. Mitch Stover, someone very close to our program, was able to benefit from us raising some funds. And in time of need, he needed us, right? So we were there for him to help him financially. And we also supported him. We supported him, you know, mentally and obviously physically. So to be able to see that kind of makes this, you know, you want to come out, you want to help, you want to be a part of this. Look, we all have stuff to do, right? We all have stuff to do. We all have things that we want to do or could be doing. And we just got to remember how important this is every single year, because it does help people, and it does, majority stays in this community to help our friends and loved ones.
It seems like this acts as a little bit of a reunion weekend for the program as well. What does it mean to you to get so many guys back?
Yeah, it's all part of that process of building this program up and making sure everybody understands we're open arms. We want you to come back. We want you to be a part of not only the games, but all the events. And this is truly an event. We saw Pete and the Crispin brothers and the Wizard and Kevin and Jared, and I could go on and on, Bruce and Barry, and it's just awesome to see these guys and hear the stories and the memories that they all created here. It's just pretty incredible. And that's what a family does. A family sticks together through thick and thin, whether it's 20 years ago, 1996, or 2016.
Things obviously sort of ramp up for you over the next month or so. Do those sorts of conversations come up at this event? This is obviously a big off season for you guys. That sort of, the Tonys and those guys, does that sort of make the rounds on the green?
You know what, it makes, they bring it up to me. I'd like to think that you guys have heard this as well. There's a great buzz around the program right now. It's taken us a long time. You know, we're going on 6 years, so this wasn't a short-term fix. This wasn't a Band-Aid in any way, shape, or form. So when people were out there last night, Mark and Corey and alums talking about the progress that we've made, the kids that we're finally getting, the direction of the program, the direction of the team, the talent, the player development, the schedule, the non-conference schedule so far. So really exciting buzz when we're talking about it. They understand that this offseason is critical and it is important, but we're not going to rush the process. We're going to develop these guys. We're going to get them better. We're going to throw them in the fire nice and early to see where we are to prepare us for the Big Ten.
How anxious are you to get the remaining 3 freshmen on campus? I know you can't do a whole heck of a lot, but just in terms of them being here and getting adjusted.
All right, so I want you to take yourself back to when you were 8 years old, and Christmas Eve was that night. So you woke up that day, you were fired up, right? And then Christmas morning, you probably got up at 5 a.m. So that's the way I feel right now. I feel I'm anxious, but it's an exciting anxious. It's really looking forward to these guys getting here and getting the whole team together. Shep will be back, Terrence will be back, Julian will be back, Peyton will be back, and really getting rolling with how we're going to play next year.
And how do things work in the summer? I know it's limited what you're able to do, what the coaches are able to do. How do the kids take over themselves? Or
So we get to declare 8 weeks, right? We already declared one, so we have 7 more weeks to go. We're going to do 2 more weeks at the end of June here.
what does that mean?
What that means is 8 hours a week, 6 hours with the strength coach, 2 hours with the staff. So a lot of skill development, and then slowly but surely we start adding in our offense, which we're going to tailor to our strengths.
You said Shep's not here right now. How big of an offseason is this for him maybe to take, not a maturity step, but just sort of whatever it is he needs to do to get to that next sort of plateau?
I think you saw his steps the last 8 to 6 games on how he played. He made 4 threes per game. Turnovers were down. Really stat sheet stuffer. A couple rebounds here. A lot more assists. So for me, it's about his leadership, because these younger guys from Philly are going to look to him and see how he reacts, and see how what he's doing, and see what his approach is, and see how he's preparing and what his focus is like. That to me is going to be the whole thing for him, as far as what he's going to do and how he's going to help this young team. Now the good thing is he is a junior. Terrence is a redshirt junior. Peyton is a redshirt junior. Julian's a redshirt junior. So these guys should all be able to help out with the younger guys to bring them along and show them how we do things.
When you first got here, it was pretty easy to project who the starters would be, because there was pretty clear differential in talent. Now, last year you started to have some real decisions. How much of a good problem is that to go into the season or even a summer knowing, wow, a lot of things are pretty wide open?
It's awesome. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome. But you would like a little bit a clear picture going into July, so you can kind of pick and put some pieces together of how you might play, and maybe the rotations or substitution pattern to kind of get ahead of the game, because you want to be that prepared going into the non-conference, which is going to be very difficult. But it keeps me up at night in a positive way. I've written up probably 27 different starting lineups with different rotations, but I mean that's the fun of it, and that's the beauty of it. And our staff has done a good job of really assembling this team.
You look at the non-conference.
Where else? How is that meeting something going to do this offseason?
I was at the head coaches meeting, and I talked to other ADs or even other coaches, and they compliment you on the hard work and your stick-to-itiveness and staying positive. And I don't like the word grind, but grinding it out and doing the best you can. Obviously, the media, Big Ten media, we're a viable option now for them to come do some good stories. So that type of national media. When we go out recruiting, people treat us a little differently. There's not as many hang-ups or door closing in our faces the way they used to be. We've become another area where they can go or get out of the city and say, hey, we can go to Penn State, get a great degree, and play in the Big Ten, and they're a program that's on the rise. Look who's there. So it's really been great for our staff and our program to gain that confidence and to hear the buzz on the social media that Penn State is getting closer.
With the non-conference, and obviously you guys have Pitt in there as well. What's sort of like about that, just the non-conference schedule as a whole? Because that's going to be it's a big test for you guys right now.
I did a lot of research and putting this non-conference together. The likes of Joe Lunardi. We came up with a couple formulas on our own, Ross Condon and I, and Lynn Holleran, our sport administrator. The Big Ten also has a guy who's an analytics guy named Kevin. So there's no stone not unturned in this situation. We really put a lot of thought into this. And I just want to give these kids a chance. I want to put them in the fire early and often. I want to see how they're going to react. And that's only going to help us. And there's going to be good times and there's going to be bad times. That's part of the process. But when we get to January, when we play in that Big Ten, I think we're going to be that much more prepared. Is that 10-3? Is that 13-0? Is that 8-5? Or, I don't know what it's going to be. But it's exciting to know that we're going to face these challenges earlier and maybe get these guys a little bit further along by the time January comes around.
How much work do you guys do with analytics and stuff like that?
A ton. It started for me at Villanova, and I like to think we reshaped it a little bit when I went to Boston, and then when I came here, we had a couple great managers that were really great with numbers, that were doing thesis on the analytics of basketball and taking the next step, and we've again changed it, and I think it's really has helped us with different groups, different combinations. 2 guys played better, these 3 guys played better, so we've really broken it down, and it's really helped us to manage lineups and to help the rotation process as well.
You talked a lot about what an influence Jay Wright has been for you. What did it mean for you to see them win the national title? And do you think that do you take anything out of it the way you're doing your job?
To watch him do it, I had chills. I was proud because I knew I was a part of it, and I knew I had a very small piece of the puzzle for Villanova this year, that we were able to help them because of the experience in 2009. Sometimes you might just be happy to be there, and I don't know if our approach was the best it should have been in 2009. Then again, we did play Carolina. They had 6 pros, 5 first-round picks. But we learned so much from that situation. And I think he took that experience, and I did talk to him during that time about the pitfalls, the successes of what we did and what we didn't like. So I think I like to think it helped him, but obviously it helps us. I mean, I'm from that umbrella. I'm from the Jay Wright tree. We support each other as much as we can. He's my mentor, and just to watch how classy he was in victory at the highest level on the biggest stage, and he always remained calm, cool, and collected. There's a lot for me to take from that. And it also is a great reminder, guys and ladies, that the model works. Even though I haven't found the success, or this program hasn't found the success in 5 years that I would like, it's still a process. But the model works, and stick to the model. There's no time to change now just because you're not winning 25 games and going to the NCAA tournament every year. You just got to keep believing and having faith in what you're doing. And I think that validated them winning the national championship, that what we are doing is correct, and keep doing it that way.
So dealing with the elements this morning, how did you do on the course?
You know what? Fortunately, I did not have to golf, but I did drive around often for, I'll say, for about an hour. And it was just coming down lightly. It wasn't anything that really disrupted anybody. I think they all still had a good time, and we're hitting some good shots. And in the wet weather, as Nate would tell you, you can go out some pins. You can go out some pins here. So it was cool. I think a lot of guys had fun with the rain, but it was great to see. There was no cancellations. Everybody still came out. They didn't care whether it was rainy, sunny. It didn't matter to them. So we had a great turnout.